I'm going to show you a few settings that you really should know if you've got a Vaillant heat pump. Like me, you may have not had the most comprehensive handover, and so your commissioning and your experience of how to operate the heat pump may be a little bit limited. So hit the button in the middle. I'm currently just on my setback, so hit the button on the middle again. Okay, you'll probably be familiar with this. I'm going to jump through the control and the information. I'm going to jump straight into the settings. I've got to stop looking through this camera screen or I'm never going to be able to see this properly. Right, so we're going to go straight into installer level, and the code in most cases won't have been changed. So I'm going to run you through a couple of things that were wrong with my configuration when it was handed over to me. So first of all, I am on, so you can see, whoa, so you may be on a different schematic, and so things might look a little bit different for you, but I'm on number 10. Number 10, if you look in the manuals for the schematic, it's basically I've got a buffer tank on my heating circuit. I've got one zone, it's all one open loop for all of the radiators upstairs and downstairs, and then obviously a hot water cylinder and the 3-port valve in the middle. So you shouldn't need to change that, and they should obviously have that correct. First of all, let me go. Oh my goodness, it's hard to control while I'm looking through the camera screen. Here we go. So heating circuit. Right, first of all, you can see at the moment the target flow temperature is 30, and I'll tell you why that is the target flow temperature as we go on. So during my handover, the heat curve was set at 1.2. 1.2 is the default for the controller, and it's the default for gas boilers these days, and that roughly means that -2, -3, that your flow temperature would be 55 degrees, and the heat source, heat pump or boiler, will then be adjusting the flow temperature based off of that curve. So for example, if it was left on 1.2, then when would it finally reach 40 degrees flow temperature would be about 7 degrees outside at the 1.2. Being at 0.7, my flow temperature at -2, where I'm here down in the south, is approximately 42 degrees, there or thereabouts. It's just over 40 degrees anyway, and so by the time that we're at 10 degrees outside, the flow temperature is in the low 30s, and so that's why you can see that the target flow temperature right now is 30 degrees. I probably should have checked what the outside temperature was before we had a quick look. Let's do it right now so we can see what the weather compensation is doing. That is telling me we're approximately 8 degrees outside, but maybe that's also compensated. Oh, I know why that is as well, because the in the manual where it has the weather compensation curve that Vaillant's showing you, that is based on an indoor target temperature of 20 degrees. I've got my setback at 17 degrees. That'll be why the flow temperature is nice and low. So and I've also, the temperature I just read off was off a weather app. It wasn't actually what the sensors read in. So let's go back in. I want to show you a couple more settings that were quite crucial for me to really drive up my COP. So minimum target flow temperature, 20 degrees. If you see it lower than that, it's probably pointless. Max target flow temperature, it was set at 55 degrees, so I set that to 45 degrees, which is the design temperature of the system anyway, so it shouldn't ever, the pump shouldn't ever ramp up to above 45 degrees, at least on the heating circuit. Setback mode normal, it was set to eco. Eco means that it turns the pump off completely, so it won't flow at all, and that meant when the pump was turning back on, it wasn't able to then achieve the target temperature. So leave it on normal, and the pump will just modulate down, and it will just consume a few hundred watts, just gently putting some heat into the house, so that when you come back to a normal time period, it doesn't have to overdrive the pump, and you don't have to increase your heat curve to then try and regain your house temperature. Room temp mod, so this was on active. I tried it on expanded. I've now set it to inactive. That basically means that this controller is not acting as a thermostat. This is just the controller. The room temp mod inactive means the temperature or the energy that's put into the house is completely based on the outdoor weather sensor. So a lot of other things aren't taken into consideration. So if you do have excessive solar gain, or you have a room where there's a lot of heat generated from cooking or other things, then you may want to take that into consideration. And maybe in your case, you may just use TRVs as high limiters. Okay, so that's the main thing anyway to be aware of. This heat curve really affects your efficiency of your heat pump massively. And as long as the heat curve is set correctly, then these target max and min target flow temperatures probably aren't that relevant, because I don't ever see mine going so low down to 20 degrees or going so high as 45 degrees. But I am in the winter time now, so maybe in summertime, like, the minimum target flow temperature may become more relevant. Anyway, now what I want to do is jump on a domestic hot water. This is something I've been struggling with a little bit. We've got a 200 litre tank here. Been struggling about timing and how to run it. So when I received it, they had set Legionella was on, so I turned that off. It's not necessary. There's 5 of us here, a 200 litre tank. We're turning it over all the time, so there's virtually no risk. The cylinder charging hysteresis was at 5k, which meant once the tank dropped by 5 degrees, then it would start recharging, and it was set to charge all the time as well. So it was constantly turning off our heating every time the tank dropped by 5 degrees. Because of the way the 3-port valve works, by default it's open to heating. Anytime it gets energized, it rediverts all the flow to the cylinder. It won't do both at the same time. It is a diverter valve rather than a 3-way valve that you can have open to all positions. The cylinder charging offset. Now, when I received it, it was set, no, not at 15, not at 20, it was set at 25, and I presume that's just the factory way that it comes from Vaillant. I don't think the installation team would have set it that high. What this means is if you're targeting a cylinder temperature of 50 degrees and you've got it set at 25k, then the heat pump will target a flow temperature of 75 degrees to heat up the hot water cylinder. Clearly not the most efficient way to run it. So I've seen several documents where they say do it at 10 to 15, and let me just see if I can find where did I put the official Vaillant recommendation. Okay, alright, so Vaillant do recommend a 15k for my installation, which is circuit 10. So you can look up what their recommended settings are on if you just Google Vaillant Arotherm schematics, and then you'll be able to look up the schematic for yours. Mine's number 10, and it will have a list of recommended settings as well. Okay, so these were the main things that by bringing this down from 25 to 10, I noticed a big jump in efficiency. Yes, it takes longer to charge the cylinder, so you may need to weigh that up for yourself. Turning off the Legionella cycle was the same thing. That made a big difference. And then also trying to optimize that you are recharging the hot water cylinder when it properly gets cold. It seems a lot more efficient that way. Previously, when it was left with us, it was running all the time, and it would sometimes do 3 hot water cycles per day, just trying to top the tank up, trying to keep topping it up little by little. It's weird because that's the way we want to run the heating, but that doesn't, and that seems to be an efficient way to run the heating, but not for the hot water cylinder. You want to run it in the opposite way. You want to run it right down low and then recharge the whole tank up. So if I have a quick look on information and look at current temperatures, you can see at the moment, because we've done our shower in for the day, the domestic hot water is at 19 degrees. Now, another thing to bear in mind, if you look up the diagrams for, where have I put it now? On this tab here, the hot water cylinder for the, well, my hot water cylinder anyway, is the UniStor cylinder. And if you have a look at where the temperature sensor is, it's at the bottom of the or towards the bottom of the little exposable panel where the electronics go. On some of the cylinders it may be even lower than that. It depends what type you've got. As I say, mine's a 200 litre. They do a 150, 250, 300 in these UniStor cylinders. And if you have a look anyway, you'll see where the little pocket is for the temperature sensor, for the temperature probe. And so because of all the hot water rising, you may find that actually you've got a lot more hot water than you think by looking at the current temperatures. So yesterday I did a little experiment. It was showing 21 degrees. I ran a big hot bath for the kids in the evening, even though it was showing 20 odd degrees on there. So I'm still trying to balance and work out, but we've gone to once a day cycle now of hot water, and with that offset of only 10k. So we are aiming for a hot water temperature of 48 degrees, and so the pump will only get up to 58 degrees instead of the original 75 degrees. Okay, right. I hope that's helpful for you. If you've got a Vaillant heat pump and you're trying to understand the settings, I find that actually the controller in lots of areas is quite helpful. Quite often it'll have a little help thing over here. Let me show if I'll quickly show you. So you can try and gain a bit more understanding. Maybe you're finding the manual confusing, but if I just go into here, for example, go back onto the heating circuit, and then, for example, if I go here to heat curve, we've got a little question mark that appears, and so here you can see that the standard value for the heat generator is 1.2, and that I presume the 1.2, where they see heat generator, I presume that is meant as a boiler, and then the heat pump standard value is 0.6. So I am running above the 0.6 at the moment. Maybe there's room for that to be tweaked down slightly, but as I say, it's just early days, and I've just been learning from reading the manual and experimenting and just seeing what works best for us. So, there you can see the outdoor temperature according to the sensor is 5.5 degrees. So what is our flow temperature on the curve? 5.5 degrees outside, and we are on target flow temperature of 30. Okay, so 5.5 degrees outside and a target flow temperature of 30 degrees. And as you can see, it's keeping the house more than warm enough, so I probably have got room to tweak the curve down. The setback temperature I've set is 17 degrees, but it doesn't ever seem to drop down to that 17 degrees. So we're showing at the moment that the current room temperature here is 20 degrees. Some of the other rooms maybe half a degree or 1 degree cooler. Anyway, I've rambled on far too long. I hope you're getting to grips with your SensoCOMFORT control.